Okay, thank you. I'm a little nervous. Just with like the setting up the stream. Hello everyone, I'm Legendary Rob. Today we're going to be playing Halo 3 ODST on Legendary difficulty in New Game Plus mode. I'm doing great today, I'm a little nervous. It's been a while since I've ran in a kind of big marathon. You can be in time. So I know Halo 3 ODST, I'm sorry. It's pretty underrated. Probably the most underrated Halo game FPS title. You don't get to be the Master Chief, you instead play as a bunch of ODSTs. Their stamina is pretty much the equivalent of shields. Their melee attacks are weaker, and their jumping is nerfed a little as well. So I'm turning on my visor mode, something that Master Chief doesn't have, and it's very effective in locating the enemies and other objects. Now brutes can have a whole range of weapons. They can have brute shots, carbines, and they're not the best thing to deal with. I was lucky this time. Okay, this run's giving me a little bit of a trouble. And this guy here, he saw what happened with his brute captain, his leader, so he decided he just wanted to put an end to you by any means necessary and take himself out. It's a way of him avenging his fallen leader. So what you're seeing now is the superintendent has contacted you, and it's telling you to find all your other ODST mates, and you're playing as a rookie, and your objective is to find out what happened to them. Oh. Grunts, when there's a lot of grunts, they pose a huge threat. Usually when there's one or two, it's not a big deal unless he has a fuel rod cannon. By the way, the reason why I'm shooting off all my ammo is because I want to start out with grenades on the next section of the streets. So I happened to forget to overcharge my plasma pistol sooner. It's a little bit of a time loss, but it's not a huge deal. But I want to have nades for the next set of streets because it's a lot of walking. So you find out the superintendent leads you to specific points in the game. Like I've triggered one of the ODST's helmets, and the superintendent has a lot of recordings on what happened with the ODSTs. So the rookie investigates what happened with them, and now you're playing as Buck, and his mission is to rescue Dare from the Covenant that are trying to kill her. And it's a good thing that brute with the carbine decided to get mad instead of continuously shoot the carbine, because I can get pelted to death with carbine ammo. This level's pretty short, but it's also kind of brutal. Good thing that Grunt has a plasma pistol. Now I was able to get a much better pistol. That brute might have killed himself on accident. Good. This is like the sniper alley of Halo 3 ODST. Remember in Halo 2, you had a whole bunch of snipers, and now you have one Jackal sniper in this section and a couple of carbine Jackals, which are nearly as bad. Alright, now we have a difficult section here. We want to kill off a lot of enemies because, especially these snipers that are over on the opposite side of the plaza. You have a whole bunch of grunts that can shoot from kind of far away. That's a carbine brute. Nope, brute shot. Just gonna take it a little cautiously. Good, we got a checkpoint.
Location. Almost there. What's wrong? Multiple hostiles closing on my position.
I used the last of my nades. I guess that hunter got a little mad that a car was flung in his face. I would understand that. And that brute still wants to shoot me with a brute shot. There we go. Now, we're gonna see what happened with Dare. And here's her pod. Unfortunately, we didn't rescue Dare, but she somehow was able to manage getting out. Alright, so Buck gets ambushed by an engineer in the cutscene that you don't get to see, but Romeo snipes the engineer in time. And then they go on to search for Dare and the other ODSTs. And now we're back to playing as the rookie and our ammo count's been reset. So I have visor mode on again because in the dark it's really hard to see. I mean, take a look for yourself. It's pretty dark. And there are some dark areas you'll be walking into, especially in the later levels. So now we're gonna be walking along the streets, and we're also gonna be using a technique known as slide jumping. When you're going on a downward incline, you can jump, and it makes you move just a frame or two faster. And then over here you can see that the engineer is being strapped with a bomb. So if it gets in contact with enemies, or I guess with the ODSTs, it'll self-destruct. The engineers also provide shielding towards the enemies, and later you'll see that we'll rescue. What our mission is refers to them as a tier 1 asset. You'll hear that in Uplift Reserve what your main mission is. Alright, here's an explosive. Gonna do a risky jump. Good news is I'm not dead, but I could have had a better explosive boost. We're approaching the end. When we get to the next object, sometimes there will be a jackal sniper waiting for us to shoot at. And by the way, we don't have to worry about shooting off ammo because to our left here is a supply cache, and we'll get a sniper rifle in the next set of streets along with grenades. And this time we don't have to worry about a sniper, so that's a good thing. You don't want to ignore jackal snipers. The reason why is because they can two-shot you. Normally it's, in the past games, it was one shot, but in ODST it's two. It's probably, the probable reason is because since ODSTs don't have energy shielding, they're able to take two shots. It probably has to do with some kind of fault in the Spartan armor. And now we're in Uplift Reserve. Most of this mission is vehicle based. There is a couple side jumps. Slide and grenade jumping. That's what we do when we're on foot to make it faster. So now you group up with these Marines. And the planets aligned and took them out with one laser shot. There's multiple routes you can take. That wasn't the right choice. Sometimes it's safer, other times it's not. This stretch of road here can be a little treacherous. Sometimes you're just out of luck and you get screwed over by the choppers. We were lucky that time. Now we're gonna take a shortcut. It's a cliff climb. Oh. What I'm using is the jump button to hold the ghost up, and I'm using my left thumbstick to move the right thumbstick. Did I say that right? So like I said, there's multiple routes in this level you can take. I'm taking the slightly longer and slightly safer route. They're by no means completely safe. And that chopper wanted to get me so bad. But we're out of that now. So now this elevator here collapses because you originally were going to board Regret's capital ship, and he had his ship do a slip space maneuver inside the Earth's atmosphere, and it destabilized the space elevator. And then after about an hour, it completely collapsed. What's unique about New Mombasa, the city of New Mombasa, is that the cities are all divided up so that in case the space elevator did collapse, it would not kill everybody in that city. Not that it really mattered much because they pretty much were evacuated or killed by the Covenant. So what happens is, you don't get to see the cutscene, but if you're in a ghost, Dutch flies all the way down to the city grounds, and then he's in search of Mickey. And then the same can be said with the Warthog, but you obviously don't see him jumping off the cliff and making his leap of faith onto the city grounds. So now we're back to the rookie. We have a sniper rifle. It's going to help us a lot in the cities sections in the next few levels when we play as a rookie. I don't know why my plasma pistol was gone, but whatever. So we grabbed 2 firebombs. Recently we switched up routes, and having firebombs really does help in the later part of this level. And in the next set of streets. So now we're going to have to deal with a sniper. We can also go into our radar mode. I think the sniper is over on that side. Yeah. It's really helpful for ODSTs to have that kind of radar system, even though when you have a whole bunch of enemies all clustered together, they're treated like one dot on that radar. By the way, the spawns for these enemies can be random. Sometimes that sniper is over there, and other times he's over on the farther side of the rooftop. I hear someone. Okay, he's dead. You gotta be careful of grunts, because sometimes they like to pull out their nades and kill you on the spot. Like literally right in front of you. They can just kill you with grenades. So now we don't have to worry about that sniper that's on the rooftop, because every section of the level has a sniper. Now this section here is a little tricky. I was looking for a sniper up there, he's not. I'm just gonna wait for this jackal to waltz on by. Guess he didn't want to. Okay, that jackal sniper's teasing me. Jackal's over on the left side. Now if I had killed every single enemy, I would be able to get a checkpoint. Okay, this section here is a little risky, they're all alerted. And you see how, okay, let me... Did I not trigger that? Okay, I honestly thought I did. Every now and then I think I trigger the door, but it just doesn't trigger. Because I'm right next to the mongoose when I get off of it to kill the enemies. But that time, the door wasn't opening. I was more focused on making sure those enemies died, which was better than me getting killed by them. And now we're in Oni Alpha Site. We're skipping Kazingo right now because this level comes before Kazingo in terms of the speedrun route. And you have to watch where these wraith shots on land. He's got to get out of the way. Because you don't want to switch weapons with. You don't want to switch the sniper rifle out with an assault rifle. And then this is also the first major level with a lot of firefighting. So you'll get to see what goes on here. And right now we're in Oni site because Dutch and Mickey are out to basically demolish this building to prevent the Covenant from gaining access to vital information. And that was a very good clear, I think. Yeah. You have to double check to make sure all the enemies are dead. Because every now and then an enemy will somehow sneak by. So now I'm using my radar, my visor mode to see where my enemies are, especially at a distance. It kind of helps out. Swordinating a whole bunch of enemies. Apparently, no one killed that brute. Oh, hi, Mr. Brute. I had to get behind him, because just trying to run away from him isn't going to help. He got a brute shot, and with a brute shot, it takes 2 shots to kill.
Keď hľadám nábytok, začínam na Favi. Nájdete tam nábytok. Toľko nábytku. Stovky obchodov s nábytkom na jednom mieste. Spokojná bude celá rodina. Aj Max, však?
Vyberajte nábytok zo stoviek obchodov na jednom mieste. Stačí poznať len jednu stránku. www.favi.sk. Bež tam a urob si radosť.
Sorry about that, guys.
Hurry up, man! Check those charges! Wait, what? More explosives?
Yeah, what gives? I thought we were supposed
Now we have this huge building fight we're gonna, I guess, take part in. And there's 6 waves of enemies. There's a whole bunch of grunts with plasma grenades that are gonna come out first, along with some jackals. And then brutes are gonna come out too. They're also happy to see you. try and kill this jackal as quick as I can. Jackals are annoying. My ally killed me. Can't believe he lasered me, and even though I killed the enemy that was in front of me and that he was targeting. That's rather unfortunate. Jackals with kneelers are so annoying.
Reloading.
There we go.
What a throw!
Wow, I just stuck him. I was trying, and it actually landed on him. There, we got a checkpoint. Didn't want to use plasma. That was a nicely tossed frag grenade. I wanted to melee him.
Cover me. Reloading.
Okay, we're good. I almost reverted, which would have been bad.
On my last bag. Hoorah!
Alright, now the Phantoms are going to try and flank us. And then those brutes with the brute shot gotta go because they're very dangerous.
Rockets up. Man down. Man down.
That Jackal has an overcharged pistol. He's very dangerous, especially with brute shot brutes waiting to just kill you.
That's the last of
Alright,
them, Dutch.
we're good.
Come to my position.
Low on ammo.
Normally my internet is not that bad.
It sucks. Why don't you take a
So there's a glitch. I don't know if it's really a glitch or if it's intended, but you can give an empty weapon that has remaining magazines to one of your allies, and they'll be able to reload it free of charge. Now we're going to have some buggers come out of here, and if you don't kill them with rockets fast enough, they can be very deadly, because you'll have all these buggers swarm, flying around erratically while they're firing their plasma pistol shots.
Come on, sweetheart, be a man. Got it.
Sometimes I have to laugh at the fact Mickey is throwing frag grenades at these buggers that are flying. If they were plasmas, that'd be fine, or even spike grenades. But now we have this rooftop fight.
Freaking me out. I'm so glad he's last back.
Come here. That's a trip mine. It's very rare that happens. Good thing I saved that frag grenade. Because if I didn't, I would be forced to fight all the remaining enemies. Yeah, they're technically drones, but Marines give them the nickname buggers. Because they're insects. And they bug the hell out of you too. Now, unfortunately, I don't have 2 nades because I had to use a second nade on these guys. At least these guys are all dead. Normally, I would leave them alive. Also, after getting on that Pelican, they destroy Oni Alpha Site to keep any more Covenant from ever getting access to what the Marines were defending. Are you serious? That Jackal sniper hit me twice, and that one round didn't even hit me at all. It, like, I don't know, barely hit the mongoose. Now if this was Halo 3, I'd be dead. I need to have a little better control on my mongoose, so I wanted to do that launch just to show you how cool it is to just launch up to the level trigger. And now we're gonna run Kazingo, which has another trick. It's called the Banshee Grab. You're not really supposed to grab a Banshee in this level, but we use a plasma pistol to take down a Banshee, and then use a beam rifle to forcefully eject a brute. Hey Paradoxic, how's it going? I really hope OBS doesn't have any more issues.
Grenade out.
This section here is pretty bad. You gotta grab a plasma pistol, and once in a great while, you don't get one at all. Somehow I was able to hold on to my health. And I was able to get a checkpoint. The game likes to troll me in this section with checkpoints.
Every Marine in the city is heading for a rally point near the Naval Intelligence Building. You ought to come with us.
Sure, as long as I get to drive the tank.
I hate this ghost.
Pin down, far corner of the next plaza. It's packed with Covenant, Trooper, so once you commit, don't stop moving.
Oh no, no, no!
Okay, he's dead finally. And that brute was nice enough to throw a bubble shield so he couldn't shoot me. As annoying as bubble shields are in this game, sometimes they actually help me out more than them. Not often, but it does actually help. Now I can just get a checkpoint. Good thing I have a plasma pistol because it would be a lot harder to deal with these enemies with a rocket. It's not exactly where I wanted it to be. Oh. Come on, brutes. Okay, I'm not gonna meddle with them. Their meddling is not fun to deal with. And there goes that brute. There we go. That's more like it. Come on, brutes. Be nice. Alright, third time's the charm. There we go. Now let's get across. We're not over yet. We gotta get over this section here, and sometimes the Wraith will troll us and blow us up. That didn't even happen. Where was that Wraith anyway? So now we're just gonna sit and wait. Forgot to mention at the start of this level, Mickey is just walking along the streets. He doesn't see two tanks literally fighting, and he almost gets himself killed, and Marines call him a dumbass. Mickey is the explosives expert.
We got any heavy weapons for that Wraith?
And that brute just threw a power drain, which is bad news because it'll disable the Banshee. And that is bad because you're vulnerable and can't do anything. I honestly thought I killed him. Gotta watch for this next Phantom that comes. You gotta kill both gunners on the Phantom because it makes killing the enemies that are dropped off harder.
Get up and fight!
Can't believe that field rod grunt actually lived. Well, go figure. So I'd rather deal with the carbine than a brute shot because I think 3 or 4 brute shots would take your Banshee down. And that does it. And you basically know what happens after this level. So now we're gonna go on to NMPD. That this level that's upcoming, that's coming up is RNG hell. Sometimes you won't get any checkpoint even if you get through the first section. And with the first section, enemies will spawn at different locations and with different weapons, and sometimes they behave differently too. We just had to load that section up. I'm playing on a 360, and MCC is faster with loading, but MCC also has a lot of problems. This is why I like running on 360 more than MCC. Also, MCC has accelerated enemy spawns and enemy reaction because of the frame rate being increased. So now we're playing as Romeo, and Buck and Romeo meet up with Mickey and Dutch, only for Mickey and Dutch's Pelican to get shot at. Your mission is basically to rescue the two, and then once you rescue them, you have to fight off waves of Covenant. But here we gotta deal with all these enemies that just completely troll us here.
That did it. Shoot and scoot. Romeo, Phantom landing on the pad. Jackals with carbines up top. Watch yourself.
Wow, those grunts actually didn't get blown up. That's a shock. Buck should spawn, and hopefully everyone pays attention to him and not me.
Stay put, Dutch. We'll come to you. Grab some ammo, Romeo.
The game decided not to give me a checkpoint because I didn't die. The game wanted me to die there.
Romeo, get to work.
Okay, 3 out of 5 is good.
Jetpack move. Don't let him get
Also, sometimes those jackals like to jump off the balcony. And the game still hasn't given me a checkpoint. There we go. I was able to stick him. That was a lucky stick. Those brute chieftains are a nightmare to deal with. Game still hasn't given me a checkpoint. Also, if you hit a weapon that an enemy is holding, it doesn't do damage to them. Buck just fell off, but he's invincible, so he'll just respawn. Luck isn't gonna save him this time. Dutch can't really do anything because he has to wait for his weapon to... Okay, that's bad.
Birds wasted.
Where's health?
Lost the pilot on impact. Rest of us are okay.
Health comes first. Buck getting his weapon is second.
Take your turn, Romeo. Conserve your ammo. This is gonna get hot. Phantom, dead ahead.
So you want to shoot off those phantoms because they are kind of responsible for triggering the next set of phantoms. I would love to have a laser too, but having my health so low and the fact that I didn't have a checkpoint, that was just far more important to get the health. So now we have all these enemies coming off the Phantom. Alright, I think everything is dead. Don't want to get in Buck's way, or Mickey's. They like to blow off my head. Quite literally, too. I want him off the turret, too. Just never got the chance. Where did I put that? There we go. It's also very convenient to have this score on because it helps determine if I killed any enemies. I was getting quite worried about that checkpoint. Should be good. There we go. Oh, gotta watch out for that Banshee. That should be all of them. Nope. I'm glad it went pretty good with this level. Didn't die. I was just on edge with that no checkpoint for the first half of the level. Oh yeah, and this Carnage Report on loading screen sometimes glitches out and it takes 30 seconds to load. It sometimes happens when I'm pressing the button too fast, or it can just happen for whatever reason. But after NMPD, what happens next is a chieftain gets dropped off after the Covenant were unsuccessful with dropping off all the other enemies and using banshees. So the chieftain happens to kill that one police officer, and he almost kills Romeo, but Buck stabs the chieftain right in the neck, and then everyone else just joins in and pretty much finishes off the chieftain. And then Romeo is lucky enough to survive thanks to a biofoam canister, which pretty much temporarily heals his lung wounds that he received from getting pretty much slashed in the lung with the blade side of the hammer. The only reason why the Brute Chieftain used the blade side is because when you're using hammer, the hammer actually repels you back a little, which is kind of the reason why the Chieftain used the blade rather than the actual hammer. So now we're off to Kikowani. Hopefully we won't get sniped again. We're off to Kikowani now. That sniper wanted me dead. I guess snipers today are actually pretty bad. Almost as bad as Halo 2 Jackal snipers. Because they can sometimes have aimbot as well. Okay. So now we're off to steal a Phantom because all the tunnels in Kikowani Station are flooded,
Well, let's see
making
what
it
you
impossible
want
for
to do first.
the ODSTs to walk and escape. If you were able to hit that Banshee, or if I was able to hit it, it would have made things a lot easier. Nice job, Grunt.
Oh, just die!
This ain't gonna go well. That brute just decided he wanted to charge at me. Sometimes brutes will stand on that turret, other times they won't. That Jackal is playing games with me. Are you serious? Okay, it's not going good today.
Chicken bang! Grenade out!
Now he decides he just wants to sit on the turret.
Go, Mickey! Up the lift! Kill the
At
pilot!
least he's on the top level. No Fear Rod cannon grunts, unfortunately. I'll have to get the Fear Rod cannon grunts when I open up that first large door. And the reason why we want the Fear Rod cannon is because it makes the room where we have to
Green across the board.
open the door for Mickey when it can't open.
She's good to go.
Um,
Pink. On my way.
let me re-explain.
Reloading!
In the there's a third door. It doesn't open. You need the Fear Rod cannon to get through all the brutes that want to kill you with brute shot. And you have to trigger that door to open, and then Mickey will be able to get through the section where I had to walk through.
Hey! Shoot! Hit the gas!
All set back there? Affirmative. Romeo, let's man these.
I'm gonna get another Banshee because since I had to use a Banshee bomb, it does damage to my Banshee.
Wingman, find the Banshee.
Got him!
I do have a Fear Rod cannon.
Coming through the tunnel.
That's the way we're headed! Take him out!
We're gonna blow that up because Mickey likes to just shoot at it all day.
Payback's a bitch.
And sometimes enemies will just annoy Mickey, which annoys me. Because I want Mickey to just advance. So now we have to clear this section of the level. My Banshee, notice how it's getting really beat up. So this is a door that Mickey needs me to open up. There's a switch inside at the end of this section,
Must have lost power.
I'll head through
and it can't be done
find a workaround inside the tunnel.
other than on foot.
Cover me. Reloading. Frag out.
Gotta watch out for the cheat, and he can sneak up once in a great while.
Door's open.
You're not going anywhere.
Troopers, I got that.
I dare you to walk on fire. Now I have to probably deal with more enemies.
Got a scarab right by our exit.
Okay, or not.
This is the best mission ever.
Watch. Flaming banshee everyone. Open.
Knock out its legs and it'll stop moving, Gunny.
That was cool to have a flaming banshee. So now we're gonna play the shortest level in all of existence. This mission's not even 20 seconds long. And we're simply going to Data Hive. Gotta wait, grunts. That's the fastest mission for you. It's not recorded in HaloRuns.com. Did someone say HaloRuns.com? Hey Ed, thanks for the good luck. I kind of wish I had it sooner. This run's going decently. So now we're in Data Hive. Dare sends a distress call for any ODSTs that are around to come to her rescue because she's low on ammo.
If traitor escape, it's their fault, not ours. Come on, intruder! In tunnel!
Data Hive is the hardest mission in the game. It may, and it's also pretty boring. Right now it looks not hard, but you'll see how hard it can get in certain sections of the game. Of the level, I mean. Oh, that just was unfortunate. I didn't want to stick him, and I did. But yeah, this level is very troublesome. It might look long and boring, but it's really not. Now I don't want to delay checkpoints too much, because this level is long and punishing if I fail.
Now! I'm gonna die, you hear me?
I don't want to hear it from you, buddy.
Thanks, Trooper. They almost had me.
Oh yeah, this officer here, he looks like a good guy, but he's really a bad guy. And since I collected a whole bunch of audio logs, actually all the audio logs, what was I doing? So as I was saying, when you collect all the audio logs in this game, this officer that's helping us will jump down to sub-level 9. Otherwise he dies at sub-level 8. Still have not gotten a checkpoint. Wow, that guy just died. Can't get a checkpoint because my stamina is at 0. I don't want him shooting me from behind. Alright, there's a little nifty trick I want to pull off here. The upcoming room is going to have brutes, but we don't have to deal with it as long as this brute is cooperative. Normally we'd have to deal with all these brutes that want to kill us, but I don't want to have to spend extra time doing that. And instead this room is empty.
You're going down to level 9.
And I want to get a health pack now, so if the next section I go down goes bad, I can always grab that second health pack. That extra health pack, rather. Oh, this guy. Swore I killed him. Guess not. Oh, I didn't mean to do that to you. You were asking for it, though. At the end of this hallway is a brute chieftain with a turret gun. A big bad turret gun, like the one you saw at NMPD.
Rock? Who knows if you can hear me, but
That stare.
sorry. Should've told you more.
She's regretting how she kept this mission a secret. So now Dare is through this room, and this brute had a brute shot, so that should make things a little easier for me. Good, I got a couple guys dead. Buggers are so annoying, drones. But we're gonna come up to a section in a little while where we don't have to deal with them at all. And there's Dare. And if I recall, I didn't have completely full health. So now my health is restored.
Back, trooper. Keep moving.
You're in my way, Dare. now we're going to deal with even more enemies, because now we have Dare.
Falling back to cover.
We don't have a checkpoint, and I'm being a little overly cautious. That's a brute shot, because it's lowered. Good job, Dare. You didn't get me killed. I could use Dare's pistol right about now. Get to work, Dare. Use your infinite ammo. There we go. We should be good now. Ow. I'm gonna have to get a health pack now. Yeah, I'm really gonna need a health pack now. Those spike grenades would have helped. Yeah, there will be some really long firefights. Now we get a checkpoint. Now this is a trick I'm gonna do. I have to time the jump just right, otherwise I'll die or not make it like you see. There we go. As soon as I pull the trigger, that's when I like to jump. If you jump too early, the explosion will not do its job and give you the extra boost. If you do it too late, you're dead. Also, you don't want to get killed more than 5 times in like 30 seconds because it'll revert you to the last checkpoint. Because if the game thinks you're dying too fast in a certain area, it'll just revert you back to a safer checkpoint. I like to consider that jump more like Truth and Reconciliation, even though that's not exactly the same exact thing.
Won't be long before they smash through that door. Let's take them out now.
Now, if you don't shoot the chieftain second, when you shoot his allies last, I manipulated Dare into opening this door early, but I was saying before, if you don't kill the chieftain first or second, he goes invincible. And then he likes to get into a rage, jump super high,
The engineer's still
and literally just
long in a fire.
annoy you all day. And you're forced to backsmack him.
Take point, clear up
And I'm
that
forced to
spot.
backsmack these guys too. There we go. Lucky I was able to get brute shot ammo. That was close.
Go, trooper. I'll cover the engineer.
Veronica! Over here! Hurry!
Good, he's dead.
This is our exit, rookie. Head through the door.
Now I want to have a beam rifle. I know the hammer makes me fast. Gotta kill these buggers because sometimes they like to wake up when Buck shows up.
About this asset. Feel free to fill me in whenever.
Not now, Buck.
Whoa, easy does it, rookie.
And I want to also keep my ammo readily available for Coastal Highway so I can take out a certain group of enemies. There we go.
Door's locked. Damn.
Virgil's taking his time. Come on, Virgil. At least he wasn't high up in the previous level. It takes him forever to open up the door. I'm sorry. Just do your job. So now we just sit and wait.
Hundreds of these things today. Why is this one so important?
This engineer knows what the Covenant's after. If I could safely capture more of them, I would. What they know could win the war.
Oh.
You haven't killed any of them, have you?
No. Well, maybe one or two.
Nice work.
This is
Supposed to know.
Buck. Nathan, the voice Nathan Fillion is voicing. Buck is also in Halo Reach.
Elevator.
And
Come
we
on.
can teleport manipulate Virgil into the elevator. And then that ends a level a little quicker. So now we have Coastal Highway. And it's a 20-minute mission, or shorter if everything goes just fine. But lately Coastal Highway's been trolling with me. Alright, so
Captain?
I have a brute shot and a beam rifle.
Agreed. I'll stay with
Yeah, I
the
can't
asset.
go fast because I don't have a hammer, but the beam rifle will help me out on the highway in the first section, so I don't have to worry about so many grunts, because they like to cause trouble.
Can't that thing move any faster?
All the shooting, it's frightened.
Want me to give it a little push?
So now I did the same thing. I manipulated them into teleporting closer.
This way. Should be an elevator right.
Now comes the real fun. The highway. Get out of the way, Virgil. Halo games are fun to watch. A, because you fire a lot of shots. B, you can go fast in various ways.
All right, shotgun.
And Halo is just a great franchise. I mean, yeah, Halo 5 wasn't exactly the best game as of late.
Pick a lane.
It does have a good multiplayer.
The engineer's doing something.
And I hope when Halo Infinite comes out, there'll be even more things to play around with.
Gotta be.
I'm doing the best I can. Just stay out
See
of
how
my
Buck
way.
likes to get out of the turret when grunts throw their nades?
Watch it. That thing's gonna blow. Move it. Move it.
I think I shot the Fear Rod grunt.
Covenant must have shut the
Sometimes the grunts
Give the engineer a second
like to
to
be
override the law.
treated as obstacles. and flip the Warthog over. Having the beam rifle really makes things a lot better. A lot of people don't realize that ODST is pretty much the Fight for Earth Part 1. And then you have Master Chief in Halo 3 fighting for Earth Part 2. This entire game takes place on Earth. So now we want to stay close to Dare, so when the enemies see both of us, they're only going to focus on mainly one target, and that's Dare, because she's in front. And then we can just pick off the enemies. Time to get a fuel rod cannon now, because we're coming up on the drone door. And there's a whole bunch of drones that will just shoot us. There's like at least 16 of them, if I'm not mistaken. And if you don't kill enough of them fast enough, they'll just overwhelm you. If you kill at least 8 of them, it'd be a lot better. And I like to keep Buck on the turret so that he can shoot away at the buggers, the drones. See how they push my Warthog? Buck is kind of far away from the drones, so I have to help out. Let's not get killed here. Oh, okay, we got a checkpoint. Insurance checkpoint. Good thing Buck was good enough to shoot some more buggers. Drones. Try not to run over grunts because sometimes they like to throw a plasma grenade right as you approach them. Jackals can be bad because if they overcharge their plasma pistol and it hits the Warthog, it will disable the Warthog. Ooh. Gotta reload my rockets now from that drone fight. My Warthog's pretty beat up, so it's easy for me to take damage. There's one more ghost attacking Dare. Shouldn't be a huge deal, as long as no other ghosts are behind me. Gauss Hog. You shoot, I'll drive. So far this coastal's been going good. It's only gonna get worse though. Is that how you aim in the toilet, Buck? Buck likes to not shoot properly. I like the Gauss cannon a lot better than the chain gun cannon, or chain gun turret Warthog. Gotta distract these ghosts because there's too many shooting Dare.
Anyone still see movement?
This next section has been giving me a lot of problems lately.
Buck, scare him.
I see it.
She said Buck Scarab,
Cruiser.
not the F word.
Keep driving. They haven't spotted us. Keep it steady.
Are you paying attention, Buck?
Moving in on our position.
That Banshee is shooting Dare.
How the hell did you make it down this highway in one piece?
That weren't as many confident last night.
Oops, Daisy had shoot Dare. That's not good.
I see a Scorpion tank up ahead.
Please don't die, Dare. I didn't mean to contribute to your injuries. Okay, Buck, you can just stay there because I don't want to wait for you all day. And I'm sure Dare doesn't want to wait. Yeah, they're driving an Elephant. It's basically a miniature version of the Elephant from Halo 3. It's a garbage truck. So basically Dare is in a garbage truck. And so is Virgil. Virgil provides energy shielding for them. That's bad. Sometimes you gotta take damage and just let Dare share the damage you're taking. With Buck, this would not be as bad to deal with.
Okay, let's motivate.
Now these Phantoms are gonna fly on by.
Phantom.
Listen what Buck says.
Salt carrier.
He said salt carrier.
The size of that thing.
He really says it's salt carrier. But it sounds like a salt carrier. And you can see that Phantom just dip as it explodes. So if you don't shoot these Phantoms, they carry ghosts. And if you just let them all drop the ghosts, then you're in a lot of trouble. It makes it harder for you, and you lose your tank armor.
But the dig site's on the other side of the city. Get the damn hurry!
There are times when Dare does not know how to drive because these cars are in the way. She should be able to just plow right through them, but for whatever reason she likes to maneuver around them. So now this is one of the trickier parts of the mission as well, because at the end of this highway is a brute chieftain with a fury rod cannon who will just annihilate your tank or Dare if he's not taken out quick enough. And he has unlimited ammo in his chamber.
Okay. Nikki, you beat me? Change your plan. Door's coming to us.
Guy's kind of crowded, Gummy.
There's no other way.
The brute shots also pose a threat as well.
We're gonna keep rolling
More to me than to Dare.
Get airborne. Fly the Phantom to my beacon.
Understood.
you stay clear of that carrier.
And then there's some grunt just following by. And then now we're gonna get into the sport hog here. And then Buck should get on, and you can see how Dare doesn't know how to drive, and she's stuck. Man, finally the game decides to just reset her. The game's had enough of her bad driving. I wish the game would just set Dare right in front of this door every time, but this is the part where the Scarab takes out the Oliphant. But I do really wish we were able to manipulate the game into just teleporting Dare right in front of the door so it would just open right away for us. And this coastal highway's been pretty good, apart from what just happened with Dare. We are almost done with the game now. We have this pair of enemies to deal with. They drop some plasma grenades, which is good. Just gonna let you know that sometimes in this section the game would like to lag.
Mickey, what's your ETA? Had to reroute, gunning. The whole damn city's on fire. Trooper, I have a tier 1 asset and a whole bunch of Covenant that want it dead. Whatever you gotta do, step on it. Yes, ma'am.
Oh yeah, and here's the tier 1 asset. Alright, here's the first wave. And they're gonna drop a brute chief, or not a brute chieftain. Yeah, a brute chieftain with a fuel rod cannon. And they'll kill you in one shot if you're hit with them. I see that brute chieftain. I actually killed him, I think. Yep, that's a power drain. Depletes your stamina. Oh, I didn't kill him. That's bad. That's bad. I was psyched out.
Hostile Phantoms coming in.
I love how they throw those things. Are you serious? Buck just literally screwed me over again. Or, not again, but I got screwed over again.
Hostile Phantoms coming in.
Yeah, Coastal Highway can be bad sometimes. Now I'm gonna give Dare my rockets, even though there's one left.
Something that'll knock an alien bastard out.
I'm gonna borrow Buck's rockets.
Got it. Eating the pipe.
Okay, who shot me? Probably Dare, because she was right there. Now we're gonna have to deal with a lot of snipers. The pistol will help deal with these snipers. Sorry about that disconnection.
Wraiths on the highway.
Oh, it was too late in reloading or switching to the beam.
Here you are.
Sometimes that Cheechin will just come right at you. And I wanted to reload my rockets because I didn't think that the brute would be that close to me.
Wraiths on the highway.
Oh, now you decide to just... There we go. The brutes love to dance around. There we go. That's all the enemies. Now once we get into this Phantom, we're gonna leave New Mombasa and that'll be the end of the game. So glad this run is done. It wasn't my greatest by a long shot. Especially with OBS disconnecting 3 times. I'm sorry about that.
Just nice to know they really do listen. Come on. Let's get out of this city.
Alright, thank you guys for watching. I know it wasn't the greatest stream experience, but I'm glad that you guys all showed up. Thanks again. And thank you, Shots Fired Marathon, for having me here.